windy. The wind is going straight across the ground. It's going over there at about 20 to 25 kilometres an hour. It's swirling out in the centre though. Humidity for about 55%. Fine and sunny. The ground is firm, so it looks like good conditions for a great afternoon of football.
Dan, just really enjoying the sunshine. It's going to be a tremendous game out here. Great to get away from the cold for even just an afternoon or so. Well, last week, of course, we had very wet conditions in Melbourne, and the same, of course, prevailed yesterday. But there were some very interesting marks taken. Let's check on the contenders for the Mark of the Year from round 11.
Contenders for Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year, round 11, opens in the Sydney Bog, where Steve Kernahan takes a one-hander. Air sickness doesn't affect Sydney Swan David Murphy. And teammate Terry Thripp believes what's yours is mine. St Kilda veteran Trevor Barker shows his experience in the wet. And fellow Saint Nicky Winmar is happy in the heavens. Richmond's Gary Frangalis had 2 bites in difficult conditions. But teammate Peter Wilson needed only 1. While Chris Mainwaring took a page from David and Goliath. Big cat Barry Stoneham claws at this one, while Gary Ablett simply thought it was a dry day. And Hawk Tony Hall is having another great year. And the winner for round 11 is David Murphy from the Sydney Swans, and this mark will qualify him to be in the running for the Holden Jackaroo Mark of the Year. Holden Jackaroo gives you all the room, comfort and performance of an ordinary wagon, but with the added benefit of 4-wheel drive.
David Murphy, a contender for the Holden Mark of the Year, a winner for round 11. Bernie Quinlan and Ian Robertson back shortly to preview today's game at Carrara between the Bears and the Roys. As we take a break, we go out on our first footy fact for this afternoon. And did you know that Fitzroy's only victory against the Brisbane Bears at Carrara was in round 4 of the 87 season, when Richard Osborne and Doug Barwick set the Roys alight with 7 goals apiece, enabling Fitzroy to run out convincing winners by 15 points. 20 goals 9 to 16 goals 19 behinds. Great crowd in attendance at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on July the 1st for the State of Origin clash between South Australia and Victoria.
Victorians love football. We invented the game. We've done it before. We'll do it again. It's a claim to fame. No pain, no gain. Victoria, V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. She will lead to victory, go. Victory, go. V-I-C-T-O-R-I. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. She will lead to victory, go.
And the State of Origin game at the MCG on July the 1st. Let's hope it dries out by then. Great conditions up here, as we say a very good afternoon to Ian Robertson and Bernie Quinlan. Gentlemen, let's look at the sides.
It's a very important game for both teams here this afternoon, Peter. The Bears, of course, having beaten Carlton a couple of weeks ago, but quite disappointing last week. Their lineup looks pretty good on paper. Lester Smith at centre-half back, Rains in the centre, Merritt. They have got one change. Unfortunately, Dale Dixon hurt his back in the warm-up before the game, and young Chris O'Sullivan, who has played half a game in the reserves, has come in to take Dale Dixon's place.
And the Fitzroy side, after losing 5 in a row, a very promising start to the season, but very poor form lately. They've made 3 changes out: Baldwin, Brockhurst and Lynch, and into the side comes Matera in the forward pocket, Broderick on the half-forward flank, and interchange Wheeldon. So Fitzroy, they need a win to get some confidence back, and up here they just might do it.
And right now, let's take a look at some of the players we'll be keeping an eye on this afternoon in our Informed segment for today.
In the mud last week at the MCG, Matthew Campbell was a shining light for the Brisbane Bears, picking up 21 kicks as his side struggled against the Tigers. Mark Williams is a noted mudlark. 14 kicks and 7 hand passes always make the former Collingwood skipper an opponent to watch, but Williams also possesses uncanny ability close to goals, and his kicking to position is always effective. Send-over medalist last year David Bain has been one of the Bears' best recruits. Although perhaps lacking a little in height, Bain certainly makes up for it in other ways, and on his day can cut the opposition forward line to ribbons with his speed. Gary Pert will no doubt line up on Warwick Kappa and will undoubtedly give the 100-goal full forward a difficult afternoon. Man to man, Pert is one of the meanest fullbacks in the business. On a wing, Darren Kapler is one of the Lions' big pluses. Generally recognised as one of the fastest players in the comp, Kapler could be a match winner if the ground is dry. Victorian representative Matthew Armstrong averages over 16 kicks a week and doesn't waste many. If his game is up to scratch today, the Bears themselves might be hibernating just a little early.
And the record of the two sides, they've played 3, and it is currently 1-2 in favour of Fitzroy. Well, both sides only scored 4 goals between them last week as the balloons go up to a clear blue sky, but I think we're going to see some much higher scoring than that here this afternoon. In fact, I'm certain we are. Good crowd in attendance. Will be back for the first quarter in just a moment.
A stiff breeze blowing out here across the ground in the centre as the two opposing captains come in for the toss, and Fitzroy have won the toss. No, Micken has won the toss and will kick to the non-scoreboard end. So Mark Micken winning the toss.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Gentlemen, your selections. Bernie.
I think Fitzroy will get away with this game up here.
I expected you to say that.
Yes,
Ian?
it was a little bit biased, wasn't it? But I give the Bears a real chance, Peter.
Home side. I'll go for the home team. Umpires are Rowan Saws and Steve Luckman. It is quite a stiff breeze coming from the northeast. I went for a run up here this morning and it was very, very hard going into it, I can assure you. Unusually coming from the northeast here, according to some of the locals. Generally comes from the other direction, but it is blowing across the ground, importantly, in the main. But judging by that windsock, it's favouring the left forward pocket a little bit, or right or left forward flank at the right-hand side.
I see Paul Roos is lined up at centre-half back and Warwick Kappa is playing at centre-half forward, so that should be an interesting duel.
It could be. Micken wins it down. Here's Bain. Booted further forward by Campbell. And the mark is taken down there for Fitzroy by McCormack. And getting underneath the ball, Broderick. Broderick just short of left centre wing. He's gone for a pass up to that position, pretty close to the boundary line, and in fact the ball is over it in front of O'Keefe and McGrath, or just next to the players' interchange area. A cloud comes over the ground, not too many of them here at the moment though. Rendell loses that one out to Micken. He's won the first 2 tap-outs. And the ball scooped over the boundary line for Fitzroy by McCormack. Almost a throw, that. I guess that would have been a trifle harsh. Micken getting the front position, gets his arm pinned by Rendell. Nothing forward from the umpire, tap on by Matera. And Fitzroy now move forward for the first time as the ball is driven up by Armstrong towards the left half forward flank. Wheeldon's in there, this is Scott though battling for it. McGrath takes the hand pass. High ball. Knocked away by 2 Bears players. First of all it was Gastev. And the ball is over the boundary line. So a few greats up here today. Dick Reynolds was one. Knocked down by Micken again, starting well. And a chance for Mickey Conlon if he can get clear. Gets the ball onto the left foot pretty quickly, and that's a fine mark taken by McGrath.
Yes, McGrath in front, and Mick Conlon with a quick left-footed kick there. Wasn't balanced, but Craig McGrath lining up at centre-half forward in place of Paul Roos, who is back at centre-half back today.
Is Roos a better half-back or half-forward? Give me
hard to say. I
answer.
think he's played his better football at centre-half back.
McGrath, versatile player. 15 metres out. First goal of the game.
So McGrath moves around well. He's played a lot of games in the reserves, probably close to 100 reserves games. He just has been just that little bit short of a top-class league player. But he is a very good high mark, Craig McGrath. He's probably lacked a little bit of pace, but always a handy player, can be moved into the ruck, and always does something constructive.
Yes, pretty good play there by Fitzroy, and a bit of credit should go perhaps to Mick Conlon, who could have blazed away on the right foot and at least centred the ball, gave McGrath an easy chance. So back in the centre, the tap out won by Micken. Striving hard is Ross Lyon for Fitzroy. Now a chance for Stevens. Armstrong in there for the Lions. The ball comes out to Bain. Bain's hand pass off to Rains is good football. Rains kick a little indirect out to the right half forward flank area. Hardy can't quite control it. Now coming clear is Blakey. He's brilliantly tackled there for the Bears by Merritt. Now a chance, a real struggle at centre half forward. Ashcroft is in there for the Bears. but the Fitzroy defenders hold it in, and some desperate stuff shown there by McCormack. So the play is just inside the 50-metre line for the Bears. Up over the top, Rendell. Merritt on the bottom of the pack, feeds it out the back. Stevens gets a quick kick out to the centre half back position for Fitzroy. Hand pass out now, the Lions defence under pressure. Chance there for Gale. Rendell, off it goes to Broderick. Rendell struggling, fair tackle on Rains. Ball comes clear to Richardson. Richardson's kick out wide. Leading in the race for the ball is Pert. He really didn't handball that to anyone in particular, and the umpire has seen that as a deliberate out of bounds against Gary Pert. The free kick will go to the Brisbane Bears to be taken by Gastev.
He had a fitness test apparently this morning, Gary Pert, so he may not have been confident kicking there.
The former West Coast Eagle kicks it up to the Bears' right forward pocket. Could have almost been a push in the back to Fitzroy. The umpire says no, and it's going to be a bounce. Wind favouring the outer side of the grounds. Not any real advantage at either end. Rendell and Merritt. Rendell has the height, goes for the boundary line. It beats Bain. And we'll see a boundary throw at about 35 metres around from the behind post. Certainly different conditions we've had in the last couple of days, or the last 3 days. Richardson, left foot snapshot. That's not bad. That's the Bears' first goal to tie the scores. Had a good left foot snap by Richardson to bring up the Bears' first goal. The scores are tied as the ball comes down to McCormack again for Fitzroy. Richardson again farms out the hand pass. This time it's O'Keefe or Roberts.
Roberts is kicked to the half-forward flank area, and it's a good punch away there by McCormack again. So we'll have a boundary throw in, half-forward flank, a little too far out for the Bears to score. Fitzroy runner out talking to Jimmy Wynn behind play. Up over the top, Kappa takes the ball out of the throw-in. Williams at the back gets it off to Rains. Rains gets back onto the right foot, now kicks it up towards full forward. Hardy leads in the race for the ball. The bounce a little awkward. Hardy's clever enough to get back. Now there's a chance for Bain. He gets the ball out wide now. Bain shoots for goal. And a second goal on the scoreboard, kicked by Bain.
And the Brisbane Bears doing very well around the packs. It's an area where Fitzroy have been missing out in the last couple of weeks. And very important to win the ball out of the middle. Desperation is required to get the body over the ball. There's Brad Hardy, virtually been playing as a full forward the last couple of weeks, with Kappa playing further up the field. And David Bain breaking the tackle of Paul Roos rather easily and kicking a good goal.
Bain was on the cards to get a goal early today. Richardson and Bain, the goal kickers for the Brisbane Bears. McGrath has one for Fitzroy. Back into the centre. Rendell thumps it away from Mickett on this occasion. It's going to be a good duel between those two. Williams went through but couldn't get an effective hand pass. It's Armstrong who takes the hand pass at midfield, goes long, up towards full forward. Strong grab taken by Rod Lester-Smith. Goes for the boundary. Richardson covering plenty of territory in the first quarter. He got the Bears' first goal. Speaking of goals, there's a 100-goal full forward, Warwick Kappa on the wing. Not a well-directed kick, intended for Gibson, but the mark taken by McCormack on the left half-back flank. Big punch away by O'Keefe. Then it comes to Roberts. Well tackled by Gale. Another long hand pass, this time on the end of it is Bain once more. Hardy leading Blakey in the race for the ball, but it is out of bounds right on the 50-metre mark. Right half-forward flank for the Bears.
Slick handball by Ashcroft to get the ball out to Bain then.
Kappa to contest with Rendell. Won by the Fitzroy player. Armstrong in front of Bain, shoots out the hand pass. Matera from left half-back flank. High kick, doesn't travel much distance. The high flyer is Roberts. Chance for the Bears now through the agency of Richardson, who took the ball from Zanotti. Up to half-forward line again for the Bears. Well, Thornton came out very solidly. Umpire letting it go. Now there's a whistle. And it's going to be a free kick to the Bears. And it will be taken for them by Ashcroft.
Ashcroft kicks into the forward pocket. Kappa can't mark. Fights on well when the ball hits the ground. Now a chance for Richardson for goal number 2. Mike Richardson, pot shot for goal. No, there's a mark. It's Hardy. It'll probably be put on a very difficult angle, I would think. But a real chance here for Hardy to score the Bears' third.
And hasn't Richardson been very good? He's been in everything. Every passenger play where the Bears have gone forward has been Mike Richardson delivering the ball into that forward line.
You have to ask, why was he out of the side for so long, Bernie?
Bernie, looks to me as though he's playing across that half-back line. Whoever's playing on him has let him run down the ground free.
His fitness is very good, Ian, and certainly today that'll be very important.
So Hardy's a chance. The distance not a problem. 45 degrees. Accuracy perfect. The ball comes wide to the members' wing. Raines gathers and kicks it high towards half forward. No mark taken. Good punch away there by McCormack. Now a gather by Williams. Hard up against the boundary line. Williams' hook kick is good. Punched away from Kappa by Ruse. Swooping on at Gibson. Shot for goal by Hardy is across the face into the opposite forward pocket. The race is on now between Broderick and Bain. Bain does well to keep the Fitzroy player hard up against the boundary line. Gets it back to Armstrong. Armstrong just fumbles ever so slightly, but he's quick to gather momentum and gets it off to Gale. Gale to Wind, and Wind out wide finds Ross Lyon, a very creative player. This time he's caught looking a little bit too much to give the ball to the advantage of his teammate. Well, I thought he was holding the ball. Umpire says it's around the neck. Lyon takes the free kick and kicks it up towards centre half forward. Punched away by the Bears defence. A chance now for Gastev. Chipping in is Wind, and the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Right half forward flank for Fitzroy. They trail. The Bears 3 goals straight. The Lions 1 goal straight.
Boundary throw-in. Knocked down by Micken. Fumbled by O'Keefe. Didn't have too many options left open to him except to go to the boundary. Still on that half forward or half back flank, depending on your point of view. Rendell. As I said, it's been a good duel in the ruck between those two so far. Ball paddled out in the direction of Gastev. Can't quite grab hold of it. Applies a pretty fair sort of a tackle on his opponent out there, Kapler. And if you can grab hold of Gowan Kapler, you're not doing a bad job. So a bounce, almost on centre wing now. Micken and Rendell. One by Rendell to Wine. As his kick smothered, this is Armstrong. Fumbles, Victorian representative this year. Leaves the way clear for Gibson to go long with the kick up to Kappa. Has to try to outmark Ruse, which is difficult at the best of times. Kappa does get to the ball into the open spaces, albeit not for very long. And Kappa's emerged with the free kick, much to the delight of the local crowd. Too far out for Kappa to score. Merritt, one hand to it. Blakey, quick kick up towards the half-back line. That would be a high tackle on Ashcroft, one would think. He'll take the free kick. Now he'd need to aim for the right goalpost to allow for this breeze. Oh, Merritt, good use of the body. Strong mark.
Yes, he's been a great contributor up here, Roger Merritt, for the Brisbane Bears. One player who always puts in 100% effort. And he looked as if he wouldn't be playing after going off last week with an injured arm. But there he is, great use of the body, good strength. And if you can put Gary Pert out of position, you're not a bad player, because Gary Pert, one of the strongest fullbacks playing.
Tricky shot, more or less into this breeze. And as a result, only one behind to Merritt. Scoreboard 3-1 to 1 goal, 13 points in favour of the Bears. And Gary Pert to kick in. And so he's discarded those thigh pads for today, which are becoming increasingly popular. No mark paid. Stevens, beautiful kick, gets plenty of distance with it. Might have looked awkward, but the desired result was there. McGrath, who got the first goal this afternoon for Fitzroy. Ball spills loose for Phillips. He's gone for a short pass up towards the centre wing.
Gibson's hand pass over the top to O'Keefe. O'Keefe kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Good punch away by Pert. Crumb gatherer is Williams. Off goes the hand pass to Gastev. into the forward pocket. Hardy and Blakey. Hardy too cagey for John Blakey. Hand pass over the top. Williams over the top into the square. Micken, goal number 4 to the Bears. 19 points now, Brisbane lead by. And their teamwork is pretty good. Merritt's tap out. Interception by Kapler. High kick out towards the wing. Great punch away by Roberts. Richardson gets the hand pass out. Now the Bears will go forward. Bain to Campbell. Campbell's pass is great. And the mark has been taken down there by Gibson. Gibson back to Matthew Campbell, who's run down from the centre wing. Campbell's kick into the pocket. No mark taken. Kick out by the Fitzroy defence out towards half-back, and the mark has been taken by Rendell.
Who just gets clear. Rendell's kick up towards midfield. Wally Matera. Long down to half-forward. McGrath, mark, free kick. No, it's not McGrath, it's Wheeldon. One of the rookies in the Fitzroy side. Now he too would need to aim for the left goal post if he's to get the distance. Wind coming across the ground. He's right on 50. Stuttering run up.
Great kick.
Clears the pack for a goal.
Yes, it was a good kick. It was about the longest run-up I've seen for a long time, Ian. He went back
Longer
about
than Dennis Lilly's.
it was about 30 metres. And he didn't look all that confident coming in to kick for goal. Only a young player, 18 years of age, recruited from Newborough. But shows a bit of promise. Kicked 9 goals in one of the reserves games earlier in the season.
Well, Bernie, you said he took a long run-up, but most of the good kicks for goal believe that you have to take a long run-up.
Well, that's true, but that was a little bit overemphasised.
Bit accentuated, do you think?
It was.
Oh, a great goal by Wheeldon.
Wheeldon's first goal, Fitzroy's second here at Carrara. 4-1 to 2 straight by the Lions. The Bears have been getting it out of the centre, and they probably will do again through range. The hand pass is effective to O'Keefe. To left half forward, Gibson has been playing well so far. Gets around McCormack, but only hooks the ball across his body as far as Gale on the half-back flank. Gale to Pert. Pert with the clearing kick, low trajectory, but well delivered to Rendell. Shocking kick. Just about York's Gastev. Conlon in the road. 2 Bears are there. Merritt farms it out to Rains, and Rains with a long bomb down to half forward.
Rains really didn't look, and the kick lands safely in the arms of Gale, the defensive side of centre. And Gale brings play out to the left half forward. Mark to Conlon. Play on. Broderick up towards full forward. The Bears defenders under lots of pressure now. McGrath gets the kick away towards centre half forward. Good punch on there by Broderick. Conlon's shot has been marked safely by Lester Smith in the goal square. He plays on and gets the hand pass off to Roberts. Roberts very laconically goes through centre half back, kicks it into the centre and finds Richardson, who's been given too much latitude by that half forward line of the Fitzroy side. Richardson's kick out wide. Ashcroft, a good gather, likely prospect, this young fellow. Kick in towards Merritt. Merritt can't hold his footing. Gets the tap out to McIver. Back it goes now to Micken. Micken from 50 metres goes for goal. It'll bounce through.
His second. Two sides have kicked more goals as Wind drives Fitzroy forward than they did in the whole match last week, or matches, should we say. Zanotti. Socket off the ground by Ashcroft. As Ian said, looks a likely prospect. Hardy. Back to Ashcroft, right on 50. Won't be a score. Some tall timber needed in the goal square. Micken, can he get number 3? Kappa's in there for assistance. Did a high tackle on McCormack? I think it may have been. Right in the last line of defence. And he played 8 or so games. McCormack brings it actually to the attacking side of the ground. Rendell in front doesn't let him down. Great duel between he and Micken. Rendell's kick falls a little short. Thumped away by Richardson. Out of bounds.
The Bears are actually changing their ruckman at full forward. Micken now up there. And Roger Merritt's been doing the ruck work.
I think Merritt would probably like being in the game a bit more rather than perhaps a key position. 2 Fitzroy players battle for it. One reels out of the pack. And it's going to be a free kick to Thornton. Thornton at left half-back flank for Fitzroy. Centering kick. He's got Gary Pert unattended at midfield. Ashcroft giving chase, but he won't catch him. Not a good kick, though, by the Fitzroy fullback. Very hurried hand pass. Almost got to Kapler, but it's picked up by Gastev. Drives the Bears back. Only to see Broderick take the mark at midfield. He's gone for a short pass, and that's effective. Matera right on 50. Now, Wielden kicked a goal from the exact same spot. Let's see what a fist of it Matera can make. Slews up the side of the boot. Big pack of players there. Who's come down with it? Nobody. No mark paid. Campbell. It's the hand pass out. A string of hand passes. Lester Smith. And the ball driven away for the Bears. Up towards half-back. Now, that kick came from Campbell. It's out of bounds. Crowd becoming pretty involved here. Scoreboard in the first quarter, 5-1 to 2 goals.
Boundary throw in, left half forward for Fitzroy. Bears a chance again. Gibson off to O'Keefe. O'Keefe's kick back in towards the centre. Stevens attempted hand pass to Wind. Kick off the ground, goes out in front of Kapler. He's well tackled. The ball runs free. Now a chance for Armstrong. He can't get the ball clear, and he's held too high, says the umpire, and the free kick will go to the Fitzroy centre player. Armstrong, quick kick out wide, finds Wind. Wind now up towards centre half forward, kicks it to within goal scoring distance for Fitzroy. There's a free kick picked out of that marking contest, and it will go back to the Brisbane Bears full-back, Rod Lester Smith. Pretty solid player, Lester Smith.
Been very consistent, hasn't he?
Yes, he hardly puts in a bad one. Kicks it straight down the ground, 45 metres plus. Now a chance for Rendell. Gale chips in. Hand pass off to Armstrong. Armstrong's kick to full forward. Oh, Scott should have marked that. Ball comes back towards the square. Kick off the ground now by the Bears defence. Roberts fumbles, but he's able to recover. Now he gets back onto his right foot and chips a pass in short to Bain. Bain at centre half back runs away too easily. Wielden didn't quite chase hard enough. Bain now in the centre. Third bounce, fourth bounce by David Bain. Up towards centre half forward. Kicks it wide, out in front of Kappa. Good gather by that player. Now a chance for McIver. The short pass looks for Hardy. Hardy, brilliant football, Brad Hardy. Up against the behind post. He pulled around the neck. Was he a little lucky?
No, it looked tight to me, Ian. I think the umpire was right. But well, extraordinary play there to allow Bain to run right through the middle of the ground.
It's a great run, wasn't it?
Let's have a look at that free kick again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nearly had his head pulled off.
So against Gary Pert, and Brad Hardy deep in that left forward pocket has a chance to kick the Bears' 6th goal. Hardy has 1, Micken 2, and Richardson and Bain are the other goal scorers for Fitzroy, McGrath and Wielden.
And we said in the informed segment the pace of David Bain. It was perfectly illustrated by that magnificent run.
Hardy runs around the man on the mark, shoots for goal. It's close. It's through for a behind.
Just getting back to that, the Fitzroy players didn't seem to want to go out and actually tackle David Bain. They stayed with their opponents, and consequently Bain was allowed to run right through the middle of the ground without anyone applying any sort of pressure.
Well, Rains with the big leap over the top. It may have infringed. I guess had Rains gone up and dragged the mark down, he might have been okay. Ruse. Target is McGrath. Knocked away by O'Keefe. Campbell may get there first, or is it going to be Richardson? It's Campbell from midfield. Goes for distance with the kick. Who pushed who out? It's going to Fitzroy. Gale picks up the ball. It's not going to be his kick, though. It's going to be taken by Gary Pert. No, it's not. It's going to be taken by Ross Thornton. Thornton inside defensive 50 for Fitzroy. To the defensive side of the ground. McGrath sandwiched. O'Keefe plays it well for Richardson, who's in magnificent form so far in the opening quarter. Gale chipping in front of his opponent, but the boundary line is too close. 4.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. And after the mud of Melbourne, it's a most entertaining game. Great to watch. Over the top, Merritt, as I mentioned previously, seemingly relishing his stints in the ruck. bounce. Rendell, Williams took a large divot. Umpire's given a free kick to Fitzroy, I guess for kicking in danger. Don't often see that paid. Thornton to take the free kick. Thornton at the right half-back flank for Fitzroy. Defensive side of the ground. Again, the target McGrath, but it's going to be out of bounds, and we'll see a boundary throw in pretty close to the centre wing position. This ground is apparently the exact same size as the playing surface of the MCG. At the moment, it looks a little different, doesn't it? Kapler. That's out of bounds, but on the full, and that's going to be a free kick to the Bears at the left half-back flank.
Fitzroy having a lot of trouble, Bernie, with this breeze that's blowing straight across the ground.
I don't know whether it's a breeze or whether it's just the Brisbane Bears more determined at the moment, getting in and getting the ball out. And Fitzroy just haven't been able to set up any sort of system into the forward line.
Kick by Roberts down towards the wing, and very close to the line we'll have another boundary throw in. So the Bears going fairly direct, have 5 goals, 2 on the board. The Lions are 2 goals straight. Micken and Rendell, Williams burrowing, Ashcroft helping. Chance for McIver, he can't get the ball out. Now Williams, usually at the bottom of packs. Kick by Gastev, high towards centre half forward. Mark to McCormack, unopposed. Gary Pert, always looking to give the ball to the advantage of a teammate further afield. A lovely kick towards centre half forward, nearly the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Conlon stumbles, now shoots for goal with the left foot, and it bounces through, I think. It's a goal.
People say.
Coming off the ground, Wally Matera, and coming on for Fitzroy, Scott Clayton, back into the centre. Fitzroy, 3 goals straight. Lyon. Fitzroy getting the ball out of the centre now in the latter part of this term, which was what the Bears were so successful at in the early part of it. Scott gives the hand pass to McGrath. McGrath's gone for a pass into the pocket and finds wind. Or wind, as I think we've been calling him. Long shot. And thumped through by Mark Roberts for 1 behind. So that's the first blemish on the Fitzroy total. He might get the dragged off. Danny LaRue's watching the game here today. He could relate to that. Lester Smith, looping hand pass. Kick taken for the Bears by Ashcroft. Williams, Clayton in pursuit, as we mentioned, just came onto the ground. A good tagger. So grabs Williams when he didn't have it, though. Centering kick, Ashcroft, 50 out, could score from there. Would need to allow for the breeze. Moved to the square.
That was beautiful delivery, wasn't it, by Marcus Ashcroft? And don't do anything silly, Roger. He's only about 10 metres out. Should be a certain goal to the Brisbane Bears.
Tell you what, he's playing well, that young Ashcroft. He was mentioned a few weeks ago by Paul Cronin as one of their up-and-comers from the local competition.
Wasn't wrong. Merritt goals. His first. The Bears answer the challenge again. 6-2 to 3-1. And we've got less than a minute remaining in the first quarter.
It's just, I'm very disappointed with the ease that the Brisbane Bears are running the ball out of Fitzroy's forward line. There's not much pressure being applied whatsoever by the Fitzroy forwards. And once they get possession of the ball, the Brisbane Bears get it down to that forward line and can deliver it, because there's no tackles being applied.
I guess this is really the home ground for Ashcroft, because he comes from Southport, Ian, doesn't he?
Yes, I think he'd be pretty used to these conditions, and just noting that he's only 18 years of age, so with a bit more experience in this VFL competition, I'm sure he'll be a real asset for the Brisbane Bears.
Back into the centre. Less than a minute to go. 6-2 to 3-1 in the opening quarter. Been a good turn for the Bears. Rains to Williams. Runs into the tackle of Gale. Thornton can't get clear. Runs into McIver. Of course, McIver playing against his former teammates. Rains again. A long bomb up towards full forward. Out comes Kappa. Ruse in trouble. And Fitzroy should get clear through the agency of Broderick.
Broderick's kick is okay, and the mark taken by Armstrong. A slick handball finds Wind. Wind up towards half forward, and what a great mark taken there for the Brisbane Bears by O'Keefe. Fairly well an underrated player, David O'Keefe, but certainly does the job. High kick towards the wing. McIver over the top, good punch away. Baines swoops on it. There's the siren to end the first quarter. The field umpire just a little slow in recognising that fact. And at quarter time, the Brisbane Bears lead by 19 points. They're 6-2-38, Fitzroy 3-1-19.
You're looking sharp.
Their goal kickers have been kicked by Mickey Conlon, McGrath and also Wielden.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1989 Premiership season.
And now a look at up-and-coming events on the Australian Television Network.
Tomorrow morning, join the best golfers in the world for the final day's play in the US Open. Experience the excitement from 4 a.m. as the Australian Television Network takes you exclusively to Oak Hill, New York. 9:30 Friday night, Hawthorn take on the Brisbane Bears under lights at the MCG. Then on Saturday, catch up with all the day's football action at 6 o'clock on Saturday Night Replay. And at 2 o'clock next Sunday, we go live to the SCG for the big clash between the Sydney Swans and Geelong.
Players taking up their positions now for the second quarter. Bernie Quidlin, how did you see the first term?
Well, the Brisbane Bears well on top, I thought, Peter, and mainly because they were getting in and getting the ball out from the packs, winning the ball around the centre of the ground. And I was very disappointed, as I said, with the pressure being applied by Fitzroy's forward line. They allowed the ball to be run far too easily out of their forward line without putting the pressure on the opposition, and allowed them to deliver the ball well into the forward line.
Stats for the first quarter. Kicks 59-48 in favour of Fitzroy. Handballs, Bernie, 31-19.
Yes, well, that shows it, Peter, doesn't it? They've been getting in and getting the ball out. They're feeding it out. Every time there seems to be a scrimmage, it's the Brisbane Bears who come away with the ball.
Tackles 5-0 in favour of the Bears, and the hit-outs 12-9. A good battle in the middle between the big men. Here's Bill McDonald.
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, the Brisbane Bears, as you'd expect at quarter time. Peter Knight's very happy with the side, particularly the fact that they're sharing the ball around and not kicking to a contest. On the other hand, though, for Fitzroy, I'd like them to carry the ball a lot more and let the forwards get into position and just try and win the ball out of the centre.
First half minute now of the second quarter. What a capper. Fires out the hand pass. McIver looks for a player going past. Capper from a standing start up towards the left half forward flank. Looping hand pass from Micken, finds its target in Hardy. Hardy steadies from 35 out, and that looks pretty good. The goal umpire says full points.
That's a brilliant start by the Brisbane Bears at the start of this second quarter. Brad Hardy kicking the goal. A lot of desperation being shown by this Bears side. It's just a matter of whether they continue on with their form, because last week they showed good form in that first quarter against Richmond and then faded right out of the match. But they are delivering the ball well. Another handball from the bottom of the pack there by Micken. And an easy goal to Brad Hardy, but they are setting it up. They're doing the hard things.
Another player there to feature who's been really well down on form was Warwick Capper, who did pretty well in that passage of play.
Yes, he did. Capper showed a little bit of desperation. Back into the centre. So a good start by the Bears in the second term, their 7th goal.
Struggle for possession very near the centre circle, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Absolutely perfect conditions here at Carrara, with the breeze blowing across the field. Brilliant blue sky, sunny day. Attempted kick by Williams. Chance now for Fitzroy through Clayton. Goes in towards the centre. Armstrong to Broderick. Broderick to Conlon. He really wasn't in any better position. Ball comes clear now. Chance for Fitzroy player Kapler. He couldn't break clear. Now the Bears come clear, holding the ball against the Bears player Campbell, and Kapler takes the free kick. He plays on quickly. Good looking pass. A little bit too high there. McGrath. Shot for goal by that player in towards the square. It might bounce through. No, there's a mark in the goal square to Fitzroy. And a real chance for them. It's Wielden. They've kicked 3. Wielden has kicked one of those 3, and a chance to kick his second. Advantage of moving the ball quickly into the forward line. Darren Wielden. It's good. Brisbane 7-2-44, Fitzroy 4-1-25. 2 goals to young Darren Wielden and 2 goals each to Hardy and Micken for the Bears. Matt Rendell itching to get at this ruck contest. The Lions kicking perhaps with the aid of the breeze.
Speaking of Lyon, it's Ross Lyon with a problem on the right knee.
The bounce back in the centre. It's to the advantage of Mick, and he gets the knock down towards McIver. McIver's kick towards centre half forward. Coming out in front is Pert. Pert's booming kick towards centre half forward. Punch away by the Bears defence. Nearly the gather by Rendell. Desperate stuff by the Bears. Micken tries to get it out to Richardson. Armstrong gathers well in the centre and thumps Fitzroy in towards goal scoring distance. Punch away. Now it's a mark to Scott. Great mark there by Scott against Lester Smith. And Scott with his first real chance to score a goal with this quarter very, very new.
Yes, he appreciates being one out, Mark Scott, and very strong player, good use of the body.
So Scott's left foot shot hits the post.
Usually a very reliable kick for goal, Mark Scott. Probably one of the most accurate kicks in the Fitzroy side.
Brisbane leading by 3 straight. Roberts to kick in for the Bears.
Hit the top metre of the post, and the posts here are the highest in the VFL. Would have been an interesting judgment for the goal umpire at any other ground. Lester Smith takes the grab right on 50, dumps Wheeldon. He might reverse that. What's he going to do? He's going back, telling the player to take the kick, which he does. Up towards midfield, McIver. He's very keen to do well today. Scott McIver's kick down towards the right half forward flank. Bad hand pass came from Clayton. And the kick finds Warwick Kappa from Ashcroft. Now Warwick Kappa about 35 to 40 metres out, directly in front of goal. He'd have to allow for this strong northeasterly breeze. In the meantime, Bill McDonald has some news on Ross Lyon. What's the word?
Peter, bad luck for Fitzroy at the moment. Ross Lyon has jarred his knee and in a fair bit of pain at the moment in the dressing room, so treatment on Ross Lyon at the moment.
Warwick Kappa has put through the quick reply for the Bears. Kick goals, and that was the first for Warwick Kappa this afternoon. Knocked away by Micken. Stevens had it and then lost it to Rains. Rains with a thumping kick down towards right half forward flank. It bounces inside 50. Pert should get there first for Fitzroy. The boundary line comes in to help him out, and he takes it over pretty directly. So a throw in at the right half forward flank now for the Bears. Rendell, this time with Roger Merritt. Neither ruckman really got an effective tap out. Clayton dives on top of it, and it will be a bounce about 40 metres out from goal. Still at the right half forward flank for the Bears. Rendell with a large patch on that knee. Didn't get off the ground that time. Williams, a very hurried hand pass to Bain. Stevens and Bain. Ashcroft. Ruse loses out, but Wind does the necessary tidying up work.
Wind's kick out wide to the wing. Goes over the line for a boundary throw in. Mark Micken acting like a big general out there in charge of his fellow Bears players. Kappa, Rendell, Micken over the top, so is McIver. Oh, there's around the neck, and the free kick will be taken by Armstrong. He just kicks it straight across the field, making good position as Ruse. The hand pass over the top to Thornton is on. Hardy will do the tackling. Good tackle by Hardy too. No interference given away, and Hardy gathers the ball. Great play by the ex-Brownlow medalist. Kick up towards full forward. It goes over the back. Now there's a chance for Fitzroy to come clear through Broderick. His hand pass to Blakey. Blakey's high ball. No one home for Fitzroy, and the mark taken by Campbell. Sweeping hand pass. Phillips come up from the back pocket. Another hand pass. Too far for Hardy. Stupid play. Blakey gets the ball out. Great interception by McIver. The Shepherd was on. McIver's kick is poor and goes over the boundary line on the full. So a free kick to be taken for Fitzroy deep in their left back pocket by Stevens.
I'll tell you what, if you're putting together a coaching manual on chasing out of defence, Bernie, you'd have to put Brad Hardy's chase in, wouldn't you?
Yes, it was a great chase. He ran about 30 metres to catch up to Ross Lyon.
Absolutely copybook stuff or textbook stuff. This is Gale, finds solace in the boundary line. Almost got a free kick for in the back too, Michael.
It was dicey, didn't it?
It was an inquiring glance at the umpire.
Nothing for it. Kappa over the top. Williams with an underground hand pass. Matera. Fitzroy player bumped off the ball in Thornton. Comes back to Armstrong. Well tackled by Ashcroft. Hand pass loses meters actually, but Rendell retrieves the situation at least momentarily. And getting into position to take the mark was Kapler. Doesn't go for one of his customary runs, but delivers the ball well down to McGrath. Fitzroy's first goal today. Mick Conlon, who's outhanded one already. Wheeldon taps the ball cleverly on, but intercepting is O'Keefe. Thumping kick finds Gibson at the right half-back flank. Plenty of room to move in. Assist from Bain in the run down towards half-forward. Ashcroft again at right half-forward. And again, plenty of time to steady. In towards full forward at the back. Williams thought about a hand pass and then decides to kick it himself.
Tonight.
And the outnumbering when the ball is in possession has been fantastic for the Bears. They've just had players all over the field giving each other a bit of a hand. Micken gets the tap out. Chance now for Fitzroy. They can't break clear again. Kick out of that contest by Micken. Rains is there to punch the ball away. Out wide Matera. Dispossessed by Micken. The ball spills out the back. Williams overruns it. Ashcroft about to break away, but the free kick has been picked out of it, holding the man, and the ball will go back to Mark Williams. He's always a good contributor, Mark Williams. The kick up towards full forward. Kappa can't take the mark. It's right on 50 metres. A free kick there to Fitzroy. A pretty crude one, and it goes to Clayton. Clayton plays on, kicks it wide to the half-back area, and the mark taken by Stevens. Merritt trying to hold play up, but Stevens gets away and kicks it out wide towards the centre wing area. Pert, a long way up from his position. Looks as though he may have been changed. Little sore leg there too for Gary Pert. The kick by Gale towards half forward. Now a gather by Wheeldon. Gets it back to Thornton. Thornton's short pass is okay, and the mark has been taken by Conlon about 40 metres from goal, a little wide of centre half forward.
Yeah, it looks as if Gary Pert is now playing at centre half forward. There's a good strong mark to Mick Conlon in front of Mark Zanotti, who's picked him up. And Brett Stevens is now playing full back to Fitzroy.
For Conlon, a chance to kick his second, and Fitzroy's fifth. A high drop punt kick is there. Great goal by Conlon.
Yes, he's been a great player for Fitzroy over the years, Mick Conlon. And he's always dangerous around goal if he gets a shot within that 40 to 50 metre range. But they need a lot more of those at the moment, Fitzroy, because they're just not playing very well, not delivering the ball well into the forward line. There's Ross Thornton delivering this time with a bit more precision than they have shown, and a strong mark to Mick Conlon in front of Mark Zanotti.
And that was Mick Conlon's 385th goal in VFL football. An acting statistician Ian Robertson. Merritt, beautiful palmer of the ball. Doesn't really find a teammate on this occasion. Scotty Clayton's there for Fitzroy. Hooks it back to midfield, and that's a mark to Mark Roberts. Not the greatest of hand passes. O'Keefe did well to pick it up. He's a good kick at the ball. O'Keefe delivers that one long. McIver got a push in the back. The advantage roll has been paid. Picked up by Ashcroft. In towards the true centre half forward position. Williams again on the bottom of the pack. Matera though beats him to it. He got legged. And Wally Matera, who's had a stint on the interchange bench already, goes for the short pass, effective as it is, to Gale. Roderick gets it back to Rendell. At midfield, good long kick by the former captain. Up towards full forward. Scott got underneath the ball. Opportunity for Phillips to pick it up. He'll have to be quick though. Doubles back to the defensive side of the ground. Finds Lester Smith. Thought about going on with it quickly. Roberts will do just that. Running well out of defence. 3 Bears there. Roberts keeps going. He's not a stall gift winner, but no one's really chasing effectively. Clayton, one of the more noted stoppers in the Fitzroy side. Ian Meckiff would have been proud of that. McCormack. Tackling well the Bears. It spills now for Wind. He's gone for a short pass. Fitzroy players are plenty down that part of the ground. Conlon has kicked 2 goals. Still got a fair bit of toe. Long ball. Scott, did he nudge out his opponent? No, said the umpire. Wheeldon has a snapshot of goal. That looks pretty good. It's his third.
6-2, and we've got just under 14 minutes left in the second term. Chance for Matera, pulled off the ball by Richardson. Ball comes free to Williams. Williams high kick. Hardy looking for the marking contest to come from Kappa.
50.
And he has allowed his opponent, Kappa, infringing, giving 50 metres away, but just felt that Brad Hardy didn't sum that up as well as he could have.
No, he didn't sum it up all that well, but there's no doubt that was a 50-metre penalty against Warwick Kappa.
So the ball going to Blakey, and Blakey kicks Fitzroy into attack up towards the half-forward area, and there's a good mark taken by Wheeldon, so he can pick up the crumbs and take the high marks as well. Short passes on, a little closer to goal is Matera. Just wonder whether he can kick the distance. It's about 40 metres from goal, so...
With the breeze behind him, Ian, really, isn't he?
And he really should kick it. Hooks the ball a little bit across the face. Nearly the mark to Merritt. It's hurried through for a rush behind to Fitzroy. So 6-3 now, the Lions, and the Bears 9-2. The advantage for Brisbane is 19 points. 17 points, rather.
Lester Smith goes to the defensive side of the ground again. That's a fine mark to O'Keefe. And as I mentioned just a short time back, is an excellent kick of the football. He'll kick this a good 55 metres. McIver. Oh no, he's lost it out to Ross Thornton, and that's out of bounds. Out of bounds, centre wing out of side. 12.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Fitzroy very slowly clawing their way back into this game after the Bears got a lightning start and led 6-2 to 3-1 at quarter time. Fitzroy playing a little bit better now. Thornton. Wobbly looking punt kick. Gale may get there first, but in fact is beaten for it by Mark Roberts. It's out of bounds. Rod Curley-Austin be a little bit happier with the side's endeavour in the last few minutes. McGrath and O'Keefe at the back is Pert. It goes to Bain. Kick is well smothered. The Bears will have to do some work still to get it out of bounds. That's a push in the back, says umpire Rowan Saws. Free kick will go to one of the veterans of the side in Jeff Raines. Speaking of fellows who can kick a football, oh, brilliant grab. Williams, right centre wing. Kappa leading out. Roos wins out. What a well-directed kick. Bain at the fall of the ball, shepherded by Williams. Campbell at right half-forward flank, dummies the hand pass. Not a particularly good execution of that. Thornton, Wind, left centre wing. Chance for Fitzroy to make something of a promising forward move. Williams loaded the scene, can't catch him. Well, Pert marks it left half-forward flank, if you can believe that. At the back is Scott. Wheeldon again, gets grabbed by Lester Smith. I didn't think he had the ball. Conlon, he's kicked two, runs out of room. So boundary throw in, left forward pocket for Fitzroy.
Yes, bit stiff there, Wheeldon maybe, running into an open goal. Just 15 metres around from the Fitzroy goal. Scott doing the ruck work. Snapshot for goal by Scott. Is offline and through for another behind to Fitzroy. So Fitzroy go on to 6-4-40. Brisbane 9-2-56. And just wonder whether that gap, Fitzroy playing catch-up football in towards centre-half back. Good play by Richardson. He's well tackled, though. Ball comes free to Raines, who cleverly gets past the opposition. Kicks it out wide now. There's a chance for Bain. Bain's hand pass to Phillips. Phillips holds onto it to give McIver a chance to run into space. McIver's shot for goal. Bounces just to the left and through for a behind. Great build-up.
Yeah, tremendous build-up there by the Bears. They're handballing particularly well and backing up, teaming much better than I've seen them all year.
They didn't need the off-break there, did they? Oh, chipping in beautifully as Williams, and he can score. 45 out. He has scored, but it's only a minor one. One behind.
Oh, what a let-off there for Fitzroy.
Picked that up pretty well, didn't he, Mark Williams?
Pretty well, yeah. 3 goals, the difference. So the Bears answering the challenges at the moment, aren't they?
Certainly are, playing very well.
Thornton, Stevens, it's around Kappa. Oh, they're getting themselves into hot water here. McCormack might be able to retrieve the situation. Tackled by Kappa was a little bit late. And Alan Border at first slip would have been proud of that catch. Rendell. Kapla. Roberts does decide to give chase. He won't catch him. Kapla's kick is long to the forward pocket. And there's a mark taken by Mark Scott. Thought about going on with it, decides to go back for the kick.
Yes, he made that initial movement as if he was off. Then thought better of it. But Kapla, once he gets out on that wing by himself and can run along into that forward line without the pressure, there's hardly anyone who can catch him in league football.
Scott for his first goal. And Fitzroy 7th. All clear, 1 goal.
Be prepared.
But now at Carrara, we've got 8 3/4 minutes left in the second quarter. And a pretty good game of football, despite the fact that these two sides have been, well, a little bit disappointing in the first part of the year. O'Keefe's kick up towards half forward. Gibson almost took the mark. There was going to be a free kick going Fitzroy's way. Seem to be doing a little better in that department at the moment. And it's going to be taken at half-back by McCormack.
McCormack nearly made the mistake of handballing, but gave the short pass out to Blakey. Blakey's long kick to the left half-forward flank area, standing his ground and nearly taking a good mark there for the Bears was O'Keefe. And somehow the umpires picked a free kick out to Pert.
He said he threw the ball because Gary Pert had hold of his other arm.
The ball up near full forward now, comes out wide. Chance there for Fitzroy through McGrath. Now a kick out wide by Lester Smith, back in towards Bain, who's close to the centre. And Bain looking to play on at every opportunity, does so, gets around Wind. Now the hand pass wide to Gastev, back to Bain is brilliant football. Bain up towards centre half forward, the other hand passes on. Richardson inside the 50-metre line, goes for goal, and misses to the right. Great football by David Bain.
Easy to see why he won a Sandover medalist there. The Sandover medal.
Oh, brilliant. Just keeps running. Kick in finds Clayton. Clayton in the back pocket. Kicks it wide. Roos leads in the race for the ball. Gets the hand pass back to Armstrong. Armstrong over the top finds Blakey. Fitzroy have got the ball moving nicely. Hand pass into the centre, Wind. Back it goes to Gale. Gale's kick towards centre half forward. And there's a good mark taken by Wielden, who's proving a very lively customer for the Lions up on that full forward line. He's going for goal. Wielden, beautiful long kick. It's another goal to Fitzroy. Wielden kicks his 4th, and the Lions...
Yes, he's showing a lot of promise, isn't he, Darren Wielden? He kicked a lot of goals one year in the Latrobe Valley playing at full forward. He was recruited from Newborough. There's Jimmy Wind going off the ground, but the replay... Jimmy Wind with a hand pass to Michael Gale, running through the centre. Good play through the centre by Fitzroy, and Wielden, who is very lively, takes a good strong chest mark.
Interestingly, Bernie, Lester Smith has been taken off and he's been replaced by Kennedy. So play continues at midfield. Be interesting to see if Wielden gets a new opponent. Wouldn't be surprised. McGrath at the back is Pert. Gave O'Keefe a little bit of a nudge and then hangs on to him. And there's Kennedy, who just came onto the ground. One would think he would get a free kick for that. Which he has done. The sun goes behind the cloud. A few of them creeping in now. Big pack of players. Kapler was the one that nearly marked it. Gastev has been quiet. Flicks the ball out the back. Opportunity for Campbell to pick it up. Good tackle, Broderick. Campbell in plenty of bother. Hurried hand pass, subsequently ill-directed. Kapler trying to make something out of nothing, really. Now it's Matera. Short kick. And Lester Smith back onto the ground. Gets a push in the back for his trouble, and he'll take the free. And his hands fall down there. Fitzroy bombarding the goals in the last few minutes. 8-4 to 9-5 is the score here at Carrara. Campbell on his own. Gets around Matera. Badly directed kick. Ball falls at centre wing. Opportunity now for Gale. Short kick, centres the ball. Rains, and he had his head knocked off. Good kick again. Fine, 2 position. Williams marks with half forward flank. Bears need to keep it moving quickly. They have done. Richardson. Hurried hand pass. McIver can't gather. Fumble, stumble, and very close to out of bounds. It is. No luck for Scotty McIver.
They messed that up badly, really, because Richardson just had to give a hand pass where Scotty McIver could have run into the open goal, but they messed it up. Just about a certain goal there.
If there is such a thing. Over the back, Merritt palms it beautifully. It's a Fitzroy ball through Matt Rendell. His hand pass was pretty quick. Ball kicked out of the fence towards the 50-metre line. Kapner looking for the free kick. Kevin Bartlett used to get plenty like that. So did Darryl Baldock in his heyday. Good centering kick finds Matt Rendell, and the big man will put Fitzroy forward again.
Rendell, no-nonsense stuff, straight up the ground towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Roberts under pressure. Oh, great interception by Armstrong. Armstrong just inside 50 metres. Long drop punt as a goal. Magnificent kick by Matthew Armstrong. Just that one behind, 59 to 58. We've got 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Rendell doing pretty well in the ruck now. O'Keefe can't get the kick away. A free kick being picked out of it. It might go to the Bears player, O'Keefe. Gary Pert there. Just wondering whether David O'Keefe's jumper fits him. David O'Keefe now kicks it 45 metres up towards half forward. Over the top, a good punch away by McCormack. Matera's caught. Merritt gets clear. Wonderful handball. Sets up Hardy, and Hardy goals.
Yes, magnificent hand pass for Roger Merritt. And he does all the hard things in football, there's no doubt about that. And Brad Hardy does that move so very well. He comes up the ground when the ball's delivered into the forward line, and then he doubles back.
What a hand pass, though, Bernie.
It was a tremendous handball. There's a tackle there, Matera trying to get out of the back line, but Roger Merritt, that must have been a 20-metre hand pass to 25 metres, and Brad Hardy kicks his third.
Well, they certainly needed it because Fitzroy were threatening. So the Bears lead by 7 points. Brad Hardy has kicked 3, and Darren Wheeldon has kicked 4 goals for Fitzroy. Mark Micken into the ruck, gets the tap out. Interception there for Fitzroy. Struggle again. Stevens, little chip left foot kick. Gathered by McGrath. Hand pass over the top, Broderick. On the ground, Graham Osborne. Kicking towards full forward. Interception by Matera. Hand pass back, Roberts just fumbles ever so critically. Now diving through Conlon. Punch away by Richardson. Back in towards the centre. The race on. Micken. Hand pass over the top by McGrath to Gale. Gale's high kick towards full forward. No mark. Struggle by Phillips on the bottom of the pack for the Brisbane Bears, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. Wally Matera in there for the Lions, so it's about 35 metres from Fitzroy's goal directly in front. A chance for the Lions.
Been a good quarter by Fitzroy. Knocked down by Gary Pert. Armstrong gets bumped off the ball and then tackled by Phillips. It comes to Campbell. Campbell's kick up to midfield. Stevens almost a mark. Merritt, good use of the body to brush him aside. Stevens again gets front posse. Did well to get the ball into the open spaces. It's socket clear. A chance for Conlon. Scott. Kennedy. He's the new opponent for Wheeldon. He's conceding him quite a few centimetres, though. And as Dennis Committee would say, centimetre perfect. Rains. Onto Phillips at right half-back flank. Well-delivered kick. McIver, right centre wing. Centering kick by the former Lion. Down to Brad Hardy at half-forward. Hardy should get it moving quickly if he can.
Richardson.
He's gone for a pass. A little bit too long down there for O'Sullivan, who's just come onto the ground. Kapner does the tidying up work for Fitzroy, but not long enough. Chance for the Bears. Ball booted into the square. Wind is back onto the ground. That is still to the bench. Great tackle. Hardy, ball slapped into his hands. Step shot. Bounces through. Yes, it...
People said he would.
2 quarters of the game in the reserves, was dragged off that one and then came on as a reserve in the seniors after Dixon injured himself in the warm-up this afternoon. Campbell goes for a hand pass. Here come the Bears again through Williams to Bowe.
Bain running up towards half forward, hand pass to Rains, who usually kicks the ball pretty direct, in towards the forward pocket. No mark taken. Fitzroy defence under enormous pressure. Roos tries to crash through. Now a chance for Williams. A great tackle by Mark Williams. He's going to get the football. He tries to get the hand pass out. Ashcroft gets it out wide to Bain. Bain's kick around the corner to the front of the square. Who can mark this? Hardy can. Brad Hardy. 9 goals against Carlton 2 weeks ago. Kicked the Bears only 3 goals last week against Richmond. And here he is lining up for goal number 5. I suppose one thing about this man is he's got plenty of class. So Hardy from only 25 metres. The siren sounds as Hardy kicks his 5th. And the Bears go in at half-time with a very, very handy break coming up in the last 5 minutes before half-time. They're 12 goals, 5, 77. Fitzroy, 9-4, 58.
Well, that's an amazing scoreboard, really, Ian, because only a few minutes ago it was a point the difference. Fitzroy, I thought, had been the better side for the quarter, but some late goals by the Bears have retrieved the situation, and the man on screen has done most of the damage.
Yes, it's amazing that that sort of thing can happen in football these days, but here they are. They've got the break at half-time. The Bears 12-5, 77, and the Lions 9-4, 58.
No one making much headway. Yes, it's interesting, Bernie. Flags almost limp at the mast over there, aren't they?
Yes, it's definitely died down, and a little bit more overcast the conditions.
Not as summery as it was. Knocked away by Rendell. Oh, that is just about a book job, that one on Ashcroft. A very, very high and severe tackle. He gets up very groggily and will obviously take a free kick.
Yes, very indiscriminate. That's not the way to tackle.
Merritt in front. Oh, should have held the mark. Hardy, he's kicked 4, he's kicked 5. He nearly had 6. An excellent attempt by Brad Hardy, bouncing it out of bounds. And we'll see a throw in the Bears' right forward pocket. It's going to be Merritt now against Matt Rendell. He's done the lion's share of the ruck work today for Fitzroy and wins that one again. Hardy goes down. The ball taken out of bounds by Michael Gale, and it will be thrown in the identical position. Same ruckman and the same result. Rendell wins it well. Blakey, well, Gale actually jumped into his own man. Picked up by Williams. There's a snapshot. The ball goes right across the face of goal. A chance for Stevens. Wind just up from the right back pocket. Good clearing kick by the Fitzroy back pocket player. It bounces beautifully for Darren Kapler. Not the greatest of kicks, though. Tries to find Conlon. Oh, beautifully done from Conlon. Oh, gets it back to Kapler, but not a good hand pass. Armstrong, a very consistent player, onto Conlon, who's kicked a couple so far. He won't score with that kick, though. Wheeled it in front. Has the ball punched away from him and further to field into the arms of Phillips. It's gone for a short pass. Campbell off the edge of the square. Long kick by Campbell up to half forward.
Kappa flies and can't mark. Now a chance for Gibson. He knocks the ball further afield, but there's no one home for the Bears. Blakey overruns it, has time to go back and gather, and at centre half back, John Blakey gets the hand pass away to Clayton. Clayton goes on to Broderick. Broderick near the centre half forward position. The hand pass finds Matera. Matera out wide. Here's a chance for Armstrong. Armstrong goes for goal and kicks it. Okay.
Do you like restaurant?
They've been trailing all day. They got to within 1 point about 5 minutes from time in the second term, and they're coming again. Williams, high kick, just travels to the edge of the square. It falls well for McCormack, and now Roos takes the hand pass from half back. Little wind, left centre wing, short pass down towards Matera. Tries to trap the ball and get it clear of Richardson. Roberts making sure he doesn't get very far. It stalemates, and it will be a bounce at the right half-back flank for the Brisbane Bears. Might have seen the last of the sun for the day. Although still playing conditions absolutely ideal. Thumped away by McGrath, but it only goes as far as Mark Roberts. Roberts has kicked. Insofar as the Bears concerned, it's effective. It's marked by Gibson. A hurried hand pass to the running Micken. Not a good kick, though, up towards midfield. Paul Roos, an easy gather. Onto Blakey at left centre wing. Blakey's kick down towards half forward. An excellently delivered kick. Another mark to McGrath, who kicked the first goal today for Fitzroy. Naturally at the same end. Judging by the way he's going back, Bernie, he's pretty confident of kicking it.
Well, he'll be kicking from just about the 50-metre line, and he's not a bad kick, Craig McGrath.
He gets the distance, but not the accuracy, and the further behind to the Lions. And the scoreboard on Sunday afternoon live, 12-5 to 10-5, 2 goals the difference.
Bears clinging on. Lester Smith kicks it in towards half-back on the outer side. Micken takes the mark. The Bears captain at half-back, looking again for another short kick. It's effective and finds O'Keefe. He goes back to Micken. Micken has probably gained about 12 metres for his side. Kicks it out towards the wing. Leading out in front is Kappa. He can't mark. The umpire's seen it push in the back. And the free kick will go to the glamour full forward here at the Bears, Warwick Kappa. Kappa's kicked 1 goal. He's kicked towards centre half forward. There's a good mark. Taken by Merritt. Roger Merritt kicks it into the left forward pocket. Chipping in short and taking the mark is Phillips. Just inside that 50-metre line, perhaps a little too far out to score. Brenton Phillips, he runs on. Looking for the torpedo punt kick, lands it in the square. Hardy can't mark. Here's a kick by Richardson. Has that gone through? It's close to the line. Hardy made sure of it anyway. This could be goal number 6 to Brad Hardy. It is. It's 13 and they lead by 18 points. Chance for McIver. He gets the ball up towards centre half forward for the Bears. 19.5 minutes left in the term, and Thornton kicks the ball clear for Fitzroy.
Thornton's kick up towards midfield. A big pack of players out there. It's a holding the man decision going Fitzroy's way, and it's going to be taken by McGrath. McGrath at right centre wing. Plenty of players inboard. Broderick makes a bit of a meal of it. Still got the hand pass out to Rendell. A nice balk by the big fellow. Matera grabbed by Campbell. Is that a free kick? Phillips has broken clear with the ball. So the advantage rule must have been paid. The former Essendon player, looping hand pass to McIver. Onto Williams. A little bit static. Oh, Merritt, a good attempt to mark. And was held, surely. Going the other way.
Can't believe that. He tried at every opportunity to move that ball on.
Bernie?
He was in possession, I'm sure, Ian, and when a player is over the top of the ball like that, the umpire has no option other than to pay holding the ball.
Okay, comments from a Brownlow medalist. Now we know why he won one. Mickey Conlon gets tripped up. I don't think too many would argue with that. Conlon looking pretty trim. Now towards right half forward, thumped away by Campbell. The ball's kept in play, is it? Boundary umpire looks and says OK, and away go the Bears again. This is Gastev. Haven't seen much of him this afternoon, been fairly quiet. Kappa flies in front of Roos, can't drag the ball down. Bain, the Sandover medalist from 48 metres out, fires at goal. That's pretty close, he's put it through.
And great stuff there by Brad Hardy again in the goal square. Good shepherding. Well, he's a very impressive player, Bain. He's got a ton of pace.
I think it might have been Ashcroft, actually, was it? Let's take a look. Yes, it was. Great goal.
Ashcroft, yeah, there it is. Ashcroft, it is the player. But they've killed Fitzroy around the pack. Both the Rovers, they've just been too good, and Fitzroy really have got no one who has been able to get the ball at the bottom of the pack.
He's a good prospect, Bernie, isn't he, Ashcroft from Southport?
He looks good, Ashcroft, but I've been very impressed with Bain. He's a tremendous player.
18 minutes left in this third quarter. Rendell can't quite get the ball clear. Armstrong can for Fitzroy up towards centre half forward. Coming out in front, nearly the mark to Scott. The ball runs free. Matera, McGrath there, flips it back. Rendell, indecisive. Now he has the football, he's caught. Chance for Micken to break clear. The hand pass is a little bit too fierce. Striving hard for possession is Bain, and he's been interfered with, and David Bain will take the free kick. Very much alike, David Bain and Ashcroft. Kick out wide, nearly the one-hander to Kappa. Campbell over the top now. Here's a chance for Bain again. Inside 50 metres, David Bain gets the hand pass out. Kappa, standing start. Kappa has hit the post.
It's been a much improved performance today too by Kappa. At least he's getting in front and going for the marks. His season hasn't been all that good up till now. He's only kicked 13 goals for the season in 8 matches.
Stevens kick, long one out of defence for Fitzroy. Pert, well tackled by O'Keefe. Gibson onto Rains, 65 metres out. Howering drop punt. Oh, mark, free kick, whatever, to Merritt.
Tell you what, he took the mark.
Gutsy.
There aren't too many blokes can take marks like that, are there, Bernie? When the guy's running straight at him, stood his ground and held the ball.
Yes,
There's
that's
a
right.
dust up on the centre wing in the meantime, which you can see on screen. That's a long way from where the action is taking place, which is down in the forward pocket.
It was between O'Keefe and Gary Purton there playing on each other, but that was a great tackle also by O'Keefe.
Back with Merritt. Should score from there, and he has done, and that's his second goal.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good. You've come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are. Where the race is run, you're the champion. Gillette.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip for the best a man can get.
The best a man can get.
Great effort by Roger Merritt. A very courageous mark. As I said, he would have got the free kick anyway. 96-65, and the Bears once again opening up a useful lead here as Gale puts Fitzroy forward. Maybe momentarily. No, it's a good hand pass to Broderick. Chance for the Lions. That was Conlon. And Conlon might have kicked his third. The goal umpire, I think, likes it. He does. And a very quick reply again to the Fitzroy veteran.
Yes, they're bread and butter goals from Mick Conlon. Loves those running shots at goals. We'll forget the goal that he kicked against Essendon a couple of years ago in that elimination final that kept Fitzroy in the finals race. But there he is, always in good position to receive the hand pass. I wouldn't say he's... well, I'd say he's an opportunist.
You're hitting something, aren't you? There's something there.
He loves the goals, Mick.
Well, he's kicked 3, and he's kept the Lions in the game. It's 15-6 to 11-5, so they still lead by 25 points, the Bears, as Zanotti prepares to come back onto the ground. The other interchange player there is Chris O'Sullivan, who we've mentioned earlier played half a game in the reserves and was pulled off the ground to take the place of Dale Dixon, who was injured in the rooms before the game actually started. Now Graham Osborne takes the ball away from half-back for Fitzroy, gets it onto Armstrong. Armstrong's hand pass gives Kapler a chance. Kapler kicks the ball long in towards the square, and there's a mark to Fitzroy. A good, clean, fair mark to Wielden, who put his body in front and has a chance to kick goal number 5.
Yes, he's been very impressive, Wielden. There again, in the right position. Good use of the body, and in front taking the strong chest mark.
So Wielden only about 15 metres from goal. The angle about 45 degrees. And he makes no mistake. Wielden has kicked 5.
Yes, he's very accomplished for a young player, only 18 years of age. And really, if he hadn't been on that Fitzroy forward line, that would have been a fairly sorry tale on the scoreboard. But Fitzroy now starting to get a little bit of space and run into their play. The long kick by Kapler, we know, is a beautiful kick. And Wielden taking a very good, strong chest mark in front of Kennedy.
So Darren Wielden proving a thorn in the side of the Bears' defence, as Brad Hardy is in the reverse at the other end. He's been brilliant, Brad Hardy. Kicked 9 goals a couple of weeks back. Merritt took off before acceptances there. Rendell subsequently wins it out or away from the centre. Richardson tried to soccer off the ground, not successful. Rains's hand pass was more so to Scott McIver. And there's Hardy. Brilliant skills from this fellow. Gibson goes down. Chance for Kappa, gets well tackled by Blakey. Armstrong throws the ball out. The umpire says play can continue. Richardson has been watching the FA Cup. Gassed him, then he had his head taken off. Merritt, short pass. intended for Scott McIver. Not a well-delivered one, but it does give him some space. He's gone for a pass into the pocket, tries to find Hardy. He's well pinned. Ball finally shuffled out the back to McIver. Very close to the boundary line. Does get onto his left foot. Hardy has to beat two. Does apply a tackle on Stevens. Good tackle by Ross Thornton. Fitzroy defending desperately down there. Armstrong. The high kick only travels about 20 metres. At the back, Rendell too tall for Richardson. Socket away by Matera. Gets them out of trouble. Gastev can't take the mark. Pert does well from the right half-back flank. Underneath it is McGrath. Bounces kindly for him. Centering kick. Tries to find Conlon. Does so. He gets clear of Phillips. He's kicked 3 goals. Conlon won't score one with that kick. Scott, tall enough to take the grab. Is that a push in the back against Roberts? McGrath maybe a little bit unlucky. And Phillips breaks clear. Long kick. Very close to the boundary line. It has bounced just inside, fortunately for the Brisbane Bears, and we'll now see a throw-in. Scoreboard here at Carrara shows the Bears 15-6, the Lions 12-5. It's 96 plays 77.
Merritt and Rendell. Rendell gets the tap down towards Matera. Merritt's there to dispossess. Richardson flips it out the back. Here's a chance for the Bears to come forward again. Just slipping over there at a crucial stage. Armstrong in there for Fitzroy. And a free kick will be paid to Matthew Armstrong. Advantage rule is paid. And Fitzroy come up towards their 50-metre line. And the mark taken by Scott. Testing material for Mark Scott. The short pass is good. And Conlon, good lead, takes the mark about 35 metres from goal. Mickey Conlon, who has kicked 3 goals in the Lions' score of 12-5. And Bernie showed a lot of intelligence there to lead into that pocket.
Well, he knew that Mark Scott wouldn't have been able to make the distance from where he was, but Fitzroy's starting to find some space on the forward line.
For Conlon, 45-degree angle. Nice looking kick, it's there.
He's been replaced by Mark Zanotti. Conlon now has kicked 4 goals, wheeled in 5. The major contributors for Fitzroy. It's shaping up as another thriller here at Carrara. And of course we had a 2-point decision in an earlier game. Knock away by Merritt. Chance for wind. Fitzroy again getting the ball out of the centre up towards half forward. Knock away by Lester Smith. Conlon overruns it. Broderick paddles the ball wide. Chance for McGrath. Ball slews off the side of the boot a little bit. Mark Scott contests. Richardson can't block the hand pass to Armstrong. Armstrong's kick is high. That might be a free kick in front of goal to Wielden. That is a little bit harsh, but nonetheless correct. Roberts remonstrating with umpire Rowan Saws. He had his eyes on the ball, didn't he?
Well, he appeared to have. Let's have a look at that again. Oh, look, he'd have to pay that, Pete. He'd have to. He never got anywhere near the ball, even though he had his eyes on it. He's just charged straight into the back of him, and look out, there could be... no, he was thinking about the book, Rowan Saws.
I think he probably said, if you keep going, I'll pull it out.
So Wielden for goal number 6. Then gets it.
So that's a great performance by Wielden, who's kicked 6 goals straight. And Fitzroy, just in the last few minutes, have started to look a lot more desperate than they have in the first couple of quarters. Let's have a look at that replay again. Mark Scott moving around well on the forward line. Gets a hand pass to Matthew Armstrong. A high ball into the forward line. Wielden holding his ground. And Roberts just charged straight into the back of him. I don't think there's any doubt about that free kick, Pete.
OK, Bernie. We'll accept your judgment. It's been deadly accurate. Wielden, 6 goals with no blemish.
Just interesting to see there, the young player for the Bears on Wielden giving away perhaps 5 centimetres.
At least.
Could be time for a change here, I think, Ian.
I think so, Bernie.
He's his second opponent. 6 goals to Wielden and Merritt from the centre. Can the Bears get it away this time? No, because Kapner does the intercepting and hooks it back up to left half forward. Could be a Fitzroy ball to Matera. He went for the tap over his head, couldn't affect it. He's got plenty of support down there through the agency of Graham Osborne, who's just come onto the ground. Short pass. That might be against Kennedy again. No. Conlon, can he soccer it? He can't. And the ball is raced through for 1 behind. But Fitzroy, it takes them into the 90s. 6 points the difference here at Carrara. 1 straight goal.
Yes, a terrific game now. Just one straight kick the difference. Lester Smith a little unsure of in which direction to kick this ball. Now he goes to the outer side. Player on his own out there is Matthew Campbell, usually very much a dasher. Left foot kick up towards the wing. Doing it well as McIver. The ball comes to the back. The hand passes on to Bain. Bain just fumbles. Now he gets the hand pass back in towards the 50-metre line. Clayton is tackled, but he gets the hand pass wide to Rendell. Rendell goes backwards, but gives Graham Osborne the chance, and it's yours for mine, mine for yours. Rendell takes it away and kicks it towards the wing, and the mark has been taken by Pert. Gary Pert, centre wing. Had a test for an injury before the match. Now the kick comes wide, looking for Gale, but Blakey chips in. Blakey has Gale in support. The hand pass is a little too fierce. Gale recovers well. The left foot kick by Gale is out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be taken by the Bears in the back pocket. And perhaps a little disappointing there, that kick by Michael Gale.
Some of the Bears checking this quarter, Ian, has left a bit to be desired, hasn't it?
Yes, it's amazing. They leave the way clear. Fitzroy go forward and kick a goal, and it happens down the other end just as easily. The marking contest at half-back. Umpire Luckman has picked out a free kick.
That change we're talking about, Ian, has been made. Kennedy's off the ground. And the move, Michael Gibson now playing on Darren Wheeldon.
So the kick from the half-back line by O'Keefe towards the wing. Clayton falls. Now he gets the handball out. He's held after he got rid of the football, and Scott Clayton will take the free kick. Must kick from this position. Players looking for the hand pass, confusing the player with the ball. Now Clayton plays on, kicks it towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Gibson overruns it. Chance for Gastev. Now Roos from 35, gives it off to Pert. Pert goes for goal and puts it through.
Now here at Carrara, it's a thriller. Fitzroy playing the better football, though, at the moment. They've come back from a pretty substantial deficit in this quarter after they trailed at half-time by 19 points. The Bears won the first half. Fitzroy doing much better now. That'll be a free kick to the Bears. They haven't had too many of late. McIver will take it. And McIver decides to get the ball moving quickly. Tries to find Hardy. Thornton right on his hammer, picked up by Wine. Thornton again. Broderick. Wine once more running out of the fence. Fitzroy now with a lot of confidence. Scotty Clayton at right centre wing. Wobbly punt kick. Up the half forward. There's Wheeldon once more, this time with a hand pass. Rains fumbles. He doesn't often do that, but Fitzroy applying a lot of pressure at the moment. They've certainly lifted their game. Rains wins out. Not too many options for him. He had to come wide towards the other side. Bain, well tackled. Richardson gets the hand pass away. Armstrong trying to put the pressure on O'Sullivan. Back to Richardson at right centre wing. A lightning hand pass, too strong for his teammate down there. Bain picks it up. Taking it away is Campbell with a bit of flair up towards full forward. Capper in front, almost marked. Stevens takes the hand pass. Roos gets them out of danger. Only momentary, perhaps. This is the little rover down there, Ashcroft. His kick is smothered. He's turning into quite a top game. Blakey. Graham Osborne. Will be too fast for Micken. Over the top. Why did he give it to Wynn? He was nowhere near going to get clear. Gale. Up towards centre field. Gastev tries to punch the ball clear. Into his former teammate, Matera. And finally, Campbell. Boots the ball, but only about 10 metres, and that will be a push in the back. Free kick to be taken by Michael Gale in the centre square.
Gale kicks it out wide, looking there for Kapler. Kapler forced to kick with the right foot, but it's perfect. Conlon on his own, outside 50. Bounces once, twice, inside 50. Mick will go for goal from here. Drop punt kick, not bad. Just misses to the left and through for behind.
Fitzroy in front.
That gives the Lions the lead, and I would think it'd probably be the first time for the match.
Yes, they got two within 1 point, didn't they, in the second quarter, Ian?
Just couldn't quite go on with it. The kick in a little too early there by Lester Smith to Rains. Goal umpire had not finished his job. Now Lister Smith goes to the outer side, and the mark has been taken out there by Phillips, and Gary Pert a little bit fortunate to get away with that.
Phillips with the free kick from the left half-back flank. Almost a free kick to the Bears. The umpire says nothing for it. Merritt was certainly looking for one. Well, two Bears players collide, Mickett and Merritt. Merritt comes clear, trying to lead by example, but it's all Fitzroy. Comes to Matt Rendell from Broderick. He's well caught by Richardson. A lot of desperation shown now by players of both sides. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Armstrong to take the free kick. Or he'll take it again in the minute. Play has to come back, as I understand it. Or did he allow that to continue? It's one behind. Hit by wind. So Fitzroy lead by 2 points, 15-8 to 15-6. We've got 4 3/4 minutes left in the third quarter. It's been an excellent one for Fitzroy after the Bears looked as though they were going to go right on with this match. The wind certainly has dropped. Lister Smith, long kick, almost to the centre of the field now. This is wielded, starting to get into the play a little bit further upfield. O'Sullivan, good hand pass. It was certainly a courageous one. Zanotti's kick is wide to the right half-forward flank. Gale again boots the ball back towards left centre wing. It's just a little bit too close out there to the boundary line for O'Sullivan to gather it in. And we'll see a boundary throw. Let's go to Bill McDonald on the boundary line. Some injury news.
Peter, the Brisbane Bears have lost defender Michael Gibson with a torn hamstring, so a hole there in the fence for the Bears.
Well, they could be out for a couple of weeks. We won't be seeing him, I guess, for the rest of the game. Thank you, Bill. Rains, high kick. The half forward again. McIver palms it down, only to see Stevens in the road, who got leg. Richardson spins out and then spins into trouble. Graham Osborne goes for the hand pass. Clayton, seemingly with plenty of time, picks out Armstrong at midfield.
Fitzroy mounting something now. Matthew Armstrong kicks brilliantly and finds Conlon at centre half forward. Matera running into space. Conlon a little undecided. Kicks it out wide, and the mark has been taken by Ruse.
Bears look rattled, don't they?
They certainly do. They've just allowed Fitzroy too many loose players across the centre.
Here's Paul Ruse there running up from centre half back.
Ruse kick in short. Wheeldon takes the mark. And this young man has really been a thorn in the Bears' defence all day. He's kicked 6. He's kicked 6 goals straight from his 8 kicks. And a real chance to kick his 7th because he's only about 35 metres from goal. Very deliberate. And kicks the ball hard, high, and it's okay. It's another one.
Goals kicked by Fitzroy in this quarter. An excellent turn by the Lions. Can the Bears come back? Merritt to McIver was good football. Kappa in front and marks. Should pay that.
Yes, he's gone for his marks with a lot more determination today, Warwick Kappa.
I guess Bernie's suited more by these conditions than those we've seen in Melbourne recently.
Certainly, but he hasn't been leading as much as he has in past years. Obviously, his confidence has been shot to pieces this year.
He's not the longest kick in the competition. I think most of us realise that. And he'll be kicking from around about 48 metres.
Beautiful kick.
Absolutely, it's a goal. Just what they needed, a steadier for the Bears, close to three-quarter time.
So Warwick Kappa kicks his 2nd. And he'd only kicked 12 for the entire season before today. So it's been a very poor season for Warwick Kappa. And before today, he'd only taken 23 marks at an average of just over 2 a game. And that's really has been a feature in the past. His strong marking has been the area where he's kicked his goals.
Fantastic kick too, wasn't it? I mean, that ball went over 45 metres.
It did. Well, maybe we're underestimating his kicking ability.
I guess he's been practising very hard.
2 points the difference now in favour of Fitzroy, close to three-quarter time. It's shaping up as a thriller in the final quarter. Wynn had his hands on that. The umpire, in the meantime, has blown the whistle for a free kick. And it will be taken by Jimmy Wynn at half-back. Bain stands the mark. He decides to come out to Graham Osmond on the member stand flank. Osmond doesn't let him down. Strong grab. Taken in front of Ashcroft. It's gone the short one, and that's effective too because Blakey's moved down from the half back line to take it. Turn of speed too, Blakey, but wobbles the kick off the boot. It's effective nonetheless, and Kapler has taken the mark at half forward.
It wasn't meant for him, Pete. It was a bit of a lucky kick from John Blakey.
Yeah, it didn't look too good. The end result, though, was just what they wanted. He's in perfect position, directly in front, 50 metres out. Pretty close. One behind. Increases Fitzroy's lead by 1 point. Still less than a straight kick in it. 16-9 to 16-6, 105 to 102. We've got 37 seconds left in the term.
So the Bears would need something fairly smooth to get it down the other end and score. Phillips's kick goes straight up the ground. Here's a chance for them. At the back, Lester Smith takes the hand pass from O'Keefe. Lester Smith up towards centre half forward, and the mark has been taken by McIver. He swings around on that left foot, kicks it up towards the front of the square with 20 seconds left. Fitzroy defence working overtime. Hardy can't break clear. Chance for Wynn. Wynn's left foot kick wide out towards the half-back flank area. Striving hard there was Bain. He's pushed over the boundary line and will have a throw in. So with just 3 seconds left, well, there aren't 3 because there's the siren, and at three-quarter time, Fitzroy lead by 3 points. Fitzroy 16-9, 105, Brisbane 16-6, 102.
There's only Brisbane Bears straight kicking for goal. Have a look at the third quarter stats. Fitzroy well on top in the kicks department, 59 to 43, well on top in the handballs, marks, free kicks, tackles again in favour of the Brisbane Bears, so they've worked hard in that area all day. Hit-outs favouring the Brisbane Bears with Mark Micken doing particularly well, and no 50-metre penalties, but Fitzroy have lifted and we're set for a great last quarter here, Ian.
We can say that again, Bernie. I think that the Bears threw away an opportunity to have another handy lead at three-quarter time, but full credit to Fitzroy, who've just kept on having a go.
Okay, at three-quarter time, the difference is 3 points in favour of Fitzroy. 16-9 to 16-6. We'll be back in just a moment here at Carrara. Effort in the third quarter after leading for most of the match up until that stage. Takes a drink as he leaves the field at three-quarter time. Ian, can Fitzroy go on with it from here?
Well, I tipped the Bears before the game started, Peter. I think I'll stick with them even though they trail. Conditions, we mentioned, absolutely perfect now for football, and neither end really favoured by any breeze.
The wind's dropped, hasn't it?
Well, it'll be a real struggle to the finish, and it'll just depend on experience from guys like Merritt, Richardson, Rains, Williams. I think if they can give a bit, the Bears are a chance.
All right. Play just about to get underway. Before it does, let's go to Bill McDonald on the boundary.
Well, as you said, Peter, Peter Knights was very disappointed there at three-quarter time. The main emphasis there just to get numbers to the ball and get back to the football playing in that first half. Fitzroy, a real sense of urgency about them. They think they can win the game. Wheeldon will be the focal point in attack.
Final quarter just about to get underway here at Carrara. Little breeze now. 3 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy as we begin the final term. Richardson boots the Bears into attack, albeit not by very much. Merritt palms it down very cleverly. Gastev just can't quite gather it in on the run. Kapler shows him how it's done, and Kapler swings onto the right boot, up towards centre wing. The ball punched into the open spaces for Armstrong to relay it to Pert. Kennedy applies the tackle. Micken puts the body in well. Richardson well shepherded by Kennedy. Bears could get more out of Richardson, who started well. Campbell goes long and wide, out towards half forward. McIver knocks the ball down. Wind up towards centre wing, and Conlon. Little inboard from there, and he's picked out Rendell quite easily. Oops-a-daisy. You get the hand pass back from Matera Rendell, and has a shot for goal himself. Now he can kick long, but he's missed, and one behind to make the difference. 4 points. So less than a straight kick. We had a thriller here at Carrara. I think it was last year when the difference was 2 points in favour of the home team. And we may see something of the order of that again. Kennedy, who started on the bench and then had a stint on Wheeldon, relays the hand pass to O'Keefe at the right half-back flank. O'Keefe can kick the ball long. He does so usually. This is a centering kick. Tried to find Bain. Couldn't do so, but McIver's got the ball. Bain has to get clear, use that pace of his, which he does, and he's chipped the ball out wide.
Out wide he finds O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's kick towards full forward, and it broke down badly because the mark has been taken by Graham Osborne. He plays on quickly and gets it across to the captain, Ruse. Ruse's thumping kick out wide towards the wing, and a good mark taken by Gastev, and he plays on quickly, kicks it back into the forward pocket, looking for Hardy, can't mark. Punched away well. Chipping in now Ashcroft. Ashcroft, who's played very well, a youngster. Handball off to McIver. McIver's right foot kick is short. No mark taken. Over the back. Kappa can't control the ball, and it goes over the boundary line. We've got a throw in right up against the behind post in the right forward pocket for the Bears. They trail by 4 points, and this last quarter only minutes old. Goes over the top of Rendell's head. Clayton is well tackled. Here's a chance for Kappa. Gets his left foot to the ball. Wind, who's played very well for Fitzroy, breaks away and kicks it wide towards the wing. Pert, experience, use of the body. Helps out Matera. Armstrong running through the centre. One of the more productive players for Fitzroy, Matthew Armstrong, a thumping drop punt towards the square. Punched away well. Coming clear with the football now is Phillips. Phillips in the back pocket, gives the handball out to Lester Smith, who's run up from full back pretty well. The kick into the centre. The mark dropped by Kennedy, but he's got plenty of time. Round onto the right foot goes Michael Kennedy. Kicks it with the left. Out in front of McIver. He can't mark, but he recovers well, Scott McIver, and gets around Rendell. And McIver's short pass finds Hardy. Brad Hardy, about 40 metres from goal, has kicked 6.
Yes, he delivered that ball beautifully, Scotty McIver, but still not an easy shot for Brad Hardy, probably kicking from maybe just inside the 50-metre line or just on the 50-metre line.
Brad Hardy, the opportunity to give the Bears the lead. Drop punt kick, high, long, on the line, it's punched away. Chance for Graham Osborne. The ball close to the line, Ashcroft. Osborne does the dispossessing work, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 15 metres around from the Bears' goal.
Another couple of metres in, Hardy would have kicked it because that kick was as straight as a die. Merritt palms it down to Hardy. Tackle applied by Gale. Hardy was certainly looking for the free kick. The Bears player slung as he kicked. Oh, Bain! What a mark! Will it be allowed? Yes?
It's got to be all clear if you take the mark.
Climbed all over his back. Let's watch it again. Oh, it's a la Warwick Kappa, Bernie.
Yes, well, I suppose if you play Warwick Kappas in that final, you'd have to play Baines there. He was up very early and put Jimmy Wind out of the contest, but he did take the mark.
The kick looks good. Bears.
Great moments.
2 points in favour of the Bears. Knocked down by McIver. Kennedy in midfield. The Bears at last getting it out of the centre. They haven't done that much of late. Hardy on a lead, marking but just inside the boundary line. Long way from goal. And that he couldn't kick the one before. Pretty hard to see how he could kick this one.
No, he won't make the distance from here, Pete.
Centering kick. Merritt, the target, took off a little bit early. Oh, Merritt grabbed, should get a free kick. Nothing forward, so bad luck there for the Bears. McIver tries to get clear. The hand pass effective to Richardson. Looping hand pass out wide to the run of Bain. Around Gale. Steadies and shoots. Might be just too far out. And 2 Fitzroy players claim the mark. It'll be played to the man in front.
And a 50-metre penalty against Mark Williams. Paul Roos taking the mark and dragged to the ground.
And Roos will come up now just past the 50-metre line to take the kick and put Fitzroy into attack.
Roos has got a player wide at half back. Running free is Thornton. Up towards the centre wing area, Ross Thornton. Short kick, a little too high. Well-judged mark to Phillips. Bears back into attack, up towards centre half forward. Marking contest, Merritt can't take it. Had his hands on it. Now a chance for Clayton to come clear for Fitzroy. Wide hand pass finds Wind. Wind running up towards the centre. Second bounce, and he gets past. He's going to be caught. Just gets the kick away. Now it's Matthew Armstrong. A long bomb towards the goal square. Over the back. Punched away. Chance for Wheeldon. Dispossessed there by Rains. Dropping the ball, says the umpire, and that was a 50-50 decision if ever I've seen one. Rains plays on quickly and kicks the ball straight across the ground to Richardson. And the experienced players of the Bears certainly coming to the fore. Here's another one. Lester Smith up towards half-back. The short kick out wide, and a chance now for O'Keefe. One bounce just to settle it down a little bit, give himself a chance to give it to someone. Down goes that someone. A great bump there by Graham Osborne. And the ball goes free over the boundary line for a throw-in, centre wing. It's just a little forward of centre wing in the Bears scoring half.
Rendell and Micken to do the ruck work. They've had a titanic struggle all day. Matera comes out with the ball, but it's going to have to be returned. That Rendell. Roberts was high. Campbell gathers it in front of Conlon. Kennedy takes it from Mark Roberts. And kicks ultimately from a standing start, but a badly directed kick straight into the arms of Rendell. His teammates telling him to go long, which he does with a hand pass into the arms of Conlon. Richardson's just about got him. Great tackle. Great tackle. Campbell applies one likewise. It spills out. Picked up by Armstrong. His kick will be right into the teeth of goal. Scott just can't quite control it. It's punched away by Jeff Rains and in fact is out of bounds.
A couple of those kicks from Matthew Armstrong, he's just blazed away rather than having looked for a forward, and it's virtually impossible of the height that he's getting on those kicks for the forwards to take a mark.
Micken with Scott. One by Micken, just about thrown out by Phillips. Down goes Richardson. Kennedy should do some shepherding. Phillips on the run from defence to O'Sullivan, who started on the bench. They actually played 2 quarters in the reserves today. Bain does the shepherding for McIver, who runs back into trouble. Finally gets a hand pass out to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan wobbles the kick up towards half-forward. Gale, good spoil on Williams. Excellent play to give it to Stevens. He'll give it back to Thornton. Thornton from the left half-back flank. And Fitzroy finally get clear through the agency of Clayton. And that's a good mark to Rendell. Getting on top in the big man, Jules. Ian?
Yes, he certainly is, Matt Rendell. Tall, puts his arms up, and he's taking a few telling marks. His kick up towards half-forward. And an infringement in that marking contest. The free kick will go back to the Bears to be taken by Micken. Micken at half-back. Kick out wide. Player on his own out there is O'Sullivan. A change being made for Fitzroy. Gale coming off and McCormack going back on. The ball now at half-forward for the Bears, and a good mark taken by Stevens. Stevens, half-back flank. About 75 metres out from the Bears' goal. Now Stevens' short kick, and he finds Matera. Ashcroft a little late on the scene. Wally Matera, a little quiet, spent a little bit of time on the interchange bench, now plays on and kicks it into the centre with a wobbly kick, and reading it pretty well and taking the mark is Broderick. Broderick nearly in the centre of the Carrara oval. He's kicked towards centre half forward. Punched away, no. Mark to Roos. About 55 metres from goal, Paul Roos. Short kick, effective. Running onto it is Blakey, and he'll have a shot from about 30 metres out, perhaps not even that, perhaps 25 metres, and the angle about 45 degrees. So Blakey a chance to put the Lions back in front. At the moment they trail by 3 points, 2 points. So a good look at John Blakey's shot for goal here. Halfway through this last quarter. Blakey's shot, swinging around with the breeze, and it's a goal.
That goal to Blakey. Michael Gale straight to the rooms with what appeared to be a dislocated finger. Micken knocks it down. The Bears having trouble getting it out of the centre. Armstrong doesn't. He's well shepherded too. Now let's see if he can do something with this. He's got plenty of pace. O'Keefe certainly won't catch him. At the back, The ball knocked away from Fitzroy's Broderick and hustled over the boundary line. Right forward pocket for the Roys. 14.25 minutes left in the final term. Plenty of time for both sides to sew it up. The Bears have had the biggest break in the game earlier in the third quarter, but then Fitzroy started to play some of their best football for the match. Micken knocks it down. Shoveled a little bit further away, so they've probably gained about 3 or 4 metres. Bill McDonald, is it a dislocated finger to Michael Gale?
Michael Gale in a fair bit of pain in the Fitzroy dressing room at the moment. First thought of as a suspected broken collarbone, but I've just been told by the trainers it's a bruised shoulder, but taking no further part in the match.
Well, it did look pretty serious. Conlon, that could be pretty serious for the Bears if it's a goal. It's one behind.
Well, that's bad luck for Fitzroy with Michael Gale off the ground, because he got well on top of Mark Williams. He's been tagging Mark Williams for the last couple of quarters and put him out of business.
And the man who's arguably the best kick on the ground will bring the ball back into play, Jeff Rains. Low trajectory kick marked by Micken, probably just as well. It wasn't one of Jeff's better efforts. Pass on to Kennedy from the defensive 50-metre line. Kennedy tries for Richardson. Armstrong, brilliant. Left centre wing, plenty of distance with the kick up towards Rains again. Has to punch the ball away from Wheeldon. Did well. Wheeldon kicking in danger. Free kick will go the Bears' way. It will be taken by Rains just up from the back pocket.
Rains short pass. Finds Micken. Micken running through centre half back. Forced to go long. High. No mark taken. The ball at the back. Broderick gets clear. The hand pass now, a chain of hand passes. It's in the centre. That Fitzroy player is caught with the ball, and the free kick will go to Williams, defensive side of centre. Kicks it out wide, looking for Kappa. Kappa can't mark. The ball comes to the front. Now a chance for Kennedy. He's caught well by Matera. Ball runs free. Roos just gets a short chip kick away. Chance there for McGrath. Hand pass on to Roos, who's done pretty well to run on. His short kick in towards centre half forward, intercepted by Micken. Sweeping hand pass out wide to the half-back flank area. Roos is caught by Micken. Pert tries to get the ball onto McGrath, but he's pinned in nicely there by O'Keefe. And the umpire will come in and bounce the ball. The play is about 65 metres around from the Fitzroy goal. The Lions leading by 5 points.
12 minutes left in the game. It's in Fitzroy's attacking zone. McGrath out of bounds, or a free kick. It's a free kick to McGrath at the left half forward flank as he blends into the background over there in the crowd, with the sun getting pretty low now in the afternoon. Craig McGrath, and Williams taking a pretty gutsy mark, and has been hit a little bit harder than I thought. Took a while to get up, Mark Williams. See what happened here. Down he went.
It was a courageous effort by Mark Williams to just cop one a little bit high.
Bears need a goal to get back in front. They've led most of the day. They went with kicks directed like that. Kennedy. Little wedge shot to Warwick Kappa. Kappa a long way from goal. Right centre wing. Wobbly punt kick. Stevens in front of Merritt. Merritt's knocked the ball into the open spaces where it's picked up by Graham Osborne, but it's going to be a free kick. And it will be taken by Stevens at the left half-back flank. At the back, Roberts punches the ball away from McGrath. It's out of bounds on centre wing. So the game very, very tight as Zanotti prepares to come back on. 11 minutes left. Players of both sides, Bernie, look to me as though they're getting pretty tired.
Yes, they've only kicked 1 goal apiece, both sides, Pete, so they're struggling to get that ball forward and through the goals.
That was O'Sullivan trying to get into the open spaces, had no success in doing that. And it will be a bounce on centre wing, still on the outer side, and the play and the ball hasn't really moved too much in the last minute or so, Ian.
No fear, and Zanotti again getting ready to come back onto the ground. The bounce on centre wing. Rendell striving hard to get that ball out, and Micken and Williams looking for holding the ball decision, and it goes their way. So Williams takes the kick, kicks it high towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Stevens, good play. Handball out to Conlon. Conlon's handball onto the man who will probably turn the game for Fitzroy, Armstrong. Another long kick by Armstrong, straight towards goal. Just offline to the left and through for a behind. So the Lions lead by 6 points, 17-12 to 17-6. And Bernie, Matthew Armstrong, when he gets it and runs with it, he certainly gathers some ground, doesn't he?
I wish he'd just set it up a little bit better going in the forward line. He just blazes away. 3 times he's just kicked long, and Fitzroy got nothing from it.
Micken marks the kick in. He's got Zanotti. Zanotti on the wing has just come onto the ground. He can play on. Hand pass is good. Finds Campbell. Campbell goes up towards half forward. The short pass is okay, and Capper takes the mark. Too far out to score. Richardson running into the pocket. Hardy out in front. Can't mark. Over the top, a great mark taken for Fitzroy by Thornton.
It was the wrong way to lead anyway. It needed to be a centering kick out in front of the goals.
Thornton kicks it back towards the half-back flank area. Everybody flies for it. Micken gets a tap over. Conlon's hand pass is good to Matera. Matera's kick wide really was to the advantage of McGrath. There's poor play by Roberts. All clear, says the umpire. McGrath now kicks it towards centre half forward. Back, no mark taken, but put his hand right in the middle of O'Keefe's back there, Gary Pert. And O'Keefe will take the free kick for the Bears. He decides to come to this member's side, looking for the captain, Micken. High over the top. Roberts misses the ball. Gastev in there. Good shepherd by Roberts. Gastev's kick a little too wide. Richardson's a chance. He looks tired. Just gets the kick away. It's effective. Campbell. Sweeping hand pass. Gastev runs onto it. You could be caught by Kaplan. No. Kick up to within goal scoring distance. Beautiful mark over the top by Roos. And Fitzroy defence standing up pretty well in this last half of the last quarter.
Get the ball out of defence through Stevens. And this is Wine just up from the left half-back flank. No one over there for any side. Now, who's going to get there first? It's Zanotti, who, as Ian mentioned, has just come back onto the ground. Doesn't deliver the ball that particularly well. Williams has made ground well to get there. Kappa underneath it. Little nudge from Roos, who took a screamer just a couple of minutes back. Fitzroy defending desperately and well. Clayton. McCormack. And certainly looking the goods at the moment. Wheeldon. And just further to that incident with McGrath and Roberts, I did see a boundary umpire speak to McGrath. He was the player that might have copped one there, so there might be a report on that. We won't know until after the match. Micken certainly made a meal of that. McIver, the Bears need a goal. Time ticking down. 7 minutes 28 left in the quarter, and the mark has been taken by Roger Merritt on the right half-back flank. Getting plenty of advice from the crowd. He's played a good game, Merritt. Campbell outmarked by McCormack. Onto Matera. Lions, it would seem, finishing just the fresher of the two sides. Rendell, he certainly got on top in the big man department. Now, not usually a long kick, but I have seen him kick some boomers. How would you rate him, Bernie? You played with him for a while. Well, he picked out Mickey Conlon, all right, didn't he?
Yes, well, he's got the experience, hasn't he? Now 30 years of age, Matthew Rendell. He just waited, and there was plenty of space on that forward line for a Fitzroy player to lead into. And so he didn't kick indiscriminately into the forward line.
Now, Mickey Conlon with 16 kicks to his credit. Not a bad game. He's kicked 4 goals, and a goal here would be close to a sealer, one would suggest. And that's just what he's kicked.
We have our...
And driven the ball on numerous occasions into the forward line. Been the leading possession getter for Fitzroy throughout the season. And there he is dashing into the forward line, set it up. And kicking a great goal under pressure there, Matthew Armstrong.
Just about their best player today too, Bernie. You'd rate him pretty highly, I would suggest.
Well, with 3 goals, and especially in this last quarter when the game was up for grabs, he's really lifted his game. So very close to it, I think, Pete.
3:31 remaining in the game. Pretty hard to see the Bears getting up from here. They need 4 goals. Micken. It's a good run at Rendell, but doesn't get the tap away. Knock away by McCormack. Ashcroft. Short kick up the half forward. Oh, Thornton. Beautifully done by the defender for Fitzroy. And that's a nice long kick. McIver has to punch the ball clear into the open spaces for Phillips, who picks out Kennedy. Well-directed hand pass. Kennedy direct down to half forward, and the mark has been taken by Campbell. Short pass. And Merritt this time marking in front of Stevens. Play continues. He got that kick away pretty well. He got it actually to Williams.
Yes.
Now Hardy has got the kick, but on a very acute angle.
Yeah, there's no doubt the free kick was there. Scott Clayton just charged straight at Brad Hardy. Didn't have a look at the ball. And the umpire was right giving that decision.
Impossible angle almost, really, isn't it? He's over the boundary line. Let's see what sort of a kick he does. Will he run around or try the banana kick? Running around. Crowd likes it. Well, he's got it.
A great game again by Brad Hardy. What's he kicked 2 for 7 goals? He's been magnificent up on the forward line. Kicked 9 against Carlton. And of course the only Brisbane Bears player to kick any goals last week, with 3 against Richmond all in the first quarter. And there he is. He knows where the goals are. Very clever usage of the ball there, running out and then screwing it back across his body. So he's been the best forward by far again for the Brisbane Bears.
So one wonders whether the Bears have enough time. There's 2.5 minutes left in the game. Lots of the supporters getting a little excited there. The difference, 13 points in favour of Fitzroy. Back in the centre. Knock on by Rendell, good play. Kick by McGrath up towards half forward, gathered by Conlon. Tries to shrug the tackle of O'Keefe. Kennedy there for the Bears. He's caught well, slung to the ground by Blakey, and Blakey will take the free kick. Blakey right on 50 metres. Kicked a great goal a few moments ago to give Fitzroy just a little bit of breathing space.
And doing the right thing to Ian, going back and taking his time, using up precious seconds.
And they are precious. Less than 2 minutes left now. Blakey a chance. He's kicked 1 goal. Very deliberate kick. Beautiful, high, long, drop punt. Just hits the post. The 1-goal wonder, John Blakey. And Fitzroy leading by 14 points. It's been a tremendous game in perfect conditions here at Carrara. Just in excess of 20 degrees. Severe breeze blowing across the ground earlier. The kick-in been marked by Zanotti. Zanotti 2 bounces. You can see the time there. Nearly 1 minute now. Zanotti's kick up towards half forward. It breaks down because Clayton was in front there of Campbell, and Clayton takes the mark.
Fitzroy defence, Ian's tightened up a lot after half-time, hasn't it?
Certainly played well. They lifted their game. It was in the second term where they got to within a point, and their third quarter was brilliant. They kicked 6 goals, 5. Kick by Clayton, intercepted by Zanotti, pushed by Wheeldon. Zanotti's kick up towards half forward, been marked by Pert. So Gary Pert, he'll take plenty of time. And I would suggest kick the ball 50 metres plus. No messing around there by Gary Pert, out wide to the wing, and it's punched away over the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in with just seconds left in the match, and the result should go to Fitzroy. They're leading by 14 points at the moment.
Half a minute remaining in this game, so no time for the Lions. McGrath has given away a free kick. Sort of indiscreet Shepherd. Mark Micken to take it. Is that Lester Smith down there? It is. Strong mark, but a long way from goal. And the siren due to go any tick of the clock. In fact, there it is. And Micken won't score from there. And so Fitzroy have run out winners here at Carrara. So the final scores, the Brisbane Bears 18-6, 114, going down to Fitzroy, 19-14, 128. Brad Hardy finishing up with 7 goals for the Bears, and Darren Wheeldon 7 goals for Fitzroy. Mickey Conlon finished up with 5. But as I mentioned to you, Ian, in the last bit of that quarter, Fitzroy's defence, after halfway through the third quarter, really got on top, and a lot more desperation shown by Fitzroy. They ran the ball well out of the defence lines, and they really cut down the Bears' supply.
They certainly had players across the centre, I thought, that got clear. Like Wind played well, and Armstrong in the centre was a good player.
OK, we'll be back here at Carrara to wrap up a 14-point win to Fitzroy. We'll be back in just a moment.
David Dwyer